is what you also can control is your attitude towards everything. So you could look at everything as life is happening for you or to you. So in my experience, the low CPO days where there's a lot of lessons to learn there. There's a reason someone doesn't sell a lot in a day. It could be, hey, I didn't phone as much the day before. It could be, I was on the demos, I was really focused on me and selling a lot versus servicing the customer and finding out what's like an ideal order for them. It could be, I had 3 cancellations and I whined about it, did nothing about it, didn't get on the phone, right? But you could also say, hey, I had a low CPO day, but man, I booked 17 appointments yesterday because I let my attitude dictate my decisions, my choices. That's what's most important, is that we always have choices that can improve the situation every single moment of our life. That is what a push is all about. It's about learning how to think like someone is a person of influence, and how to be like someone who's a person of influence. And that's why I say, the push can really transform your life if you really lean into it and allow it to be what it can be for you. So if you had a crappy day yesterday, what are you going to do about it? How are you going to think about that? Or are you going to sulk? Or are you going to really lean into what are the lessons to be learned? That's it.
Beautiful.
I'll let Nate talk.
They're like giving you a golf clap.
Give me a call later.
All right, sounds good. Thanks a lot.
Goodbye.
All right. Solid. We'll take it. All right. What were we just talking about? Okay, so we did the chart, we did the 3 things you're grateful for, and then yeah, we're moving on. Oh, we just finished sharing. That's right. Sorry, I got distracted. Also, one thing to take a look at too is that's not bad. It's the first day, but some of you might need to, take a few minutes to memorize the recommendation approach based on some of these numbers. Some of you might just need to firm up a little bit more on the phone, right? So I'm actually going to run you through this because I recreated this for Hunter yesterday. I found out that I'm fine throwing him under the bus. I found out that Hunter basically doesn't give people 2 times, because I found out yesterday is 8 demos next week. And I was like, nobody's even going to know who the hell you are next week. That's absolutely ridiculous. And so we kind of talked it through, and he basically was just like, yeah, can we do a demo soon, sometime this week? And they were like, yeah, maybe next week would be better. And that's why he was scheduling demos next week. And I was like, of course you are. You're not asking for what you need, right? You're not sharing your goals. So here's the phone call essentially that, we went through, and some of you have something similar to this, but it's, hey, how's it going? How are you? Right. Build some rapport. Awesome. Well, hey, your friend, Susie said, that I should give you a call. Did she mention anything? She didn't. Oh, I'm so sorry to catch you off guard. I guess she left the surprise up to me. She said that you guys were super nice, and you guys are neighbors, right? Yeah. Okay. Awesome. Well, hey, I won't take up too much of your time, but like I said, she had really nice things to say about you. She said you were so nice, and you'd probably be a really good person to ask about something that I'm doing for school, right? If you're a student. So I go to KU and I'm showing Cutco for a scholarship, and I'm working really hard to earn it. Right now, I'm in this huge contest called SC2, where over the next 2 weeks, I'm going to complete 60 appointments around my other job and my summer classes. And to stay on track for my goal, I don't know why it says other job. Oh, this was, okay. Well, I made one for Camden. Maybe this is Camden's, but, and stay on track for my goal, I need to complete 60 appointments 60 appointments around my other job and summer classes. And to stay on track for my goal, I need to complete 15 appointments by Thursday night. So could you squeeze me in tonight at 5, or would tomorrow at 4:30 be better for you? right? And then you offer 2 times. And then they say, oh yeah, 4:30 would work. And by the way, if they said no, you know what I would say? I'd be like, hey, no problem. Like I said, I know you're probably really busy. I'm super busy too, but I really need to squeeze those 12 in by Thursday night. Would you be able to do earlier on Wednesday at like 4 p.m. or would Thursday later at like 9 p.m. work better for you? I don't know. We're just so busy. Oh, gotcha. Is it that you have no time on Wednesday or Thursday at all? Because I'm telling you, I'm so committed to my goals. I'd be willing to do a 6 a.m. demo, or we could do something later at like 9:30 p.m. But I'm just really trying to squeeze those 12 in by Thursday night. Well, what would you say the other times were? I could do 4:30. Yeah, let's do 4:30 on Thursday. 4:30 Thursday. Yeah. Okay. Great. Okay. Great. Thanks so much, Julie. By the way, I would assume Bill will be there too. Yeah. Okay. Great. And just so you know, I do have appointments back to. This is where you're missing if you're getting some cancels or reschedules, right? So by the way, will your spouse be there? Yeah. He just so you know, I do have appointments back to back that day. I'm working really hard to earn this scholarship. So are you sure that time will work? Yep. Great. Thanks so much. Have you ever used Zoom before? Yeah, for work. Okay, awesome. So I'm actually going to send you a confirmation email. Could I have your email address? Yeah, blah, 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 blah. Great. I'll send you an email with the link where you can join the Zoom on Thursday at blank 4:30, and then I'll open the Zoom exactly at 4:30. Are you able to jot something down real quick? Sure. Okay, great. And if they said like, I don't have a piece of paper, I'd be like, could you put this in your phone notes? That's what I would say. Unless they're like driving a car, they should be able to like take 5 seconds to write something down, right? Would you mind jotting me down in your calendar that you have an appointment with Hunter on Thursday at 4:30 p.m. And then if you could just put a quick smiley next to that way you know what I look like. Lastly, if you could jot down this code just in case my manager checks up on me. This is your rep number. So I would say it's 3369464. You got that? Yep. Okay. It's also your discount code. So if you see anything that you like, we'll get to that. Again, thanks so much. This means the world to me as each appointment really helps. I'll talk to you because I got you in my schedule on Thursday at 4:30. All right. Bye-bye. And then Hunter made 2 calls, and I'm assuming these are the 2 calls. And he booked both of them because he asked for 2 times, shared his goals, and they'll probably show because it's not 8 days away. All right. Next. Does that help? Okay, so that'll help on that one. If it's a closing, I'm going to talk about closing for a minute. Maybe it's a closing ratio thing. And then you just always want to look at like, what do you have the next 2 days, right? What do you have the next 2 days? Well, if we take a look, right, today, there's what you got. Most of you are close to your goal. You can always add a same day. I know Michaela yesterday added a same day demo. How do you add a same day demo? You just ask for it. Hey, I'm really trying to squeeze in. I used to ask for the 9:30 a.m. demo. If I had like 7 demos in a day and my 8th one was a 9:30, I was just like, hey, could I come over like right now, or would like 9:30 work better for you? Oh, okay, great, right? Because they're either home or they're not, right? Yeah, we got the team meeting tonight. The reason we put it later is you should be able to fit in 2 demos, right? And you're going to phone this morning and this evening, so you should be able to get 2 full hours in. Tomorrow, right? So tonight, this morning, and then tonight should help out to book some more of that too. Some of you have a pretty good, Isaac, that's pretty good. Sarah, that's pretty good. 4 to 6 so far. 1 for 2. I guess Carter's running training. That's why it's 1 for 2. Otherwise, this number should probably always be a 4 or higher, unless you have a little bit more unique of a situation that we've talked about one-on-one. And then Friday, we got a lot of 4, 5, 6, 7s, and that's great too. Also, Isaac and Sarah. Everybody else probably needs a little bit of work. And then yeah, okay. So that's that. I do want to spend a little bit of time with closing. I'm gonna see how much time. Okay, why don't you jot this down, and then we'll play around with closing for a few minutes before we wrap up. So Mike kind of alluded to some of this, but what I want you to understand and realize is that yes, not every day the push is going to be big. Some are, some aren't. But what I want you to realize is like 9:30 a.m. should be the first demo that you ever do, right? And then, so you guys always look up on the screen. And then your last demo, whatever time that one is, great. But the middle of the day demos, what you don't need to do is you don't need to like slam dunk a home run on the middle, like at a 10 a.m. demo, right? Because you know where you get returns is like when it's just the wife and you're like, get the homemaker. And she's like, I don't know. He might kill me. And he's like, and you're like, I swear he won't stab you. And then she's like, all right, fine. Here's my card. And then she's like, I'll do it. Right. And you just might have pushed a little bit too much. And then he finds out, or she's like, I caved earlier today. And then they cancel the order. Right. So that's what you don't want. Okay. So like Quentin, his approach was just very nonchalant. And it was just like, you're there for the customer. So throughout the day, you can rack up a bunch, I would say between like 9:30 a.m. and like, call it 4 p.m. A lot of these are going to be like $200 to $300 orders, right? $150 order. And if you get 2 to 3 of these, right, those are going to add up each day, right? So if you have demos throughout the day, they don't need to all be monster orders. In fact, like the middle of the day ones, I'm actually okay having a little bit smaller orders, right? But where you're going to get the 4, we'll call it the $350 to $500 average order is in the evening. So that's why you always want to have 3 money ones in the evening, right? And I'm not saying you need to do 6 every day, but like if you were to do 6, that's what I would, say it kind of looks like. What are the money times? Anybody?
5:30, 7:30, 9:30.
Great. Yeah, something like that. 8:30 or 7:30 or whatever, right? After people are off work, you can do both spouses together. Those are the money demos, right? So if you're looking at this, let's say you have 3 demos. Let's say you go 2 for 3, you sell $400 and you're going into the evening, and then you do 3 demos. You're more likely to probably sell 3 for 3, or maybe 2 for 3, and you might have a $400 average and you sell $800. You go 2 for 3 on both of these, right? So you go 4 for 6 on the day like Raiden did yesterday, and then you have a $1,200 day. And there's going to be some evenings where these 3 demos, you go 3 for 3, and it's like homemaker +8, galley +6, Siggy. And you could have gone 1 for 3 for a peeler before that and been like, this day sucks. And then you go into the night and it's like, all right, 1,200, 1,000, $1,500 order, and you have like a 3K day, right? You could also go like 2 reschedules, like anything can happen, and you can pop a signature at the last demo of the day, right? So that's why I always like getting a little bit of a, a little bit of a later demo, because I think those always go really well. So that's one thing I wanted to throw out there too. With you don't need to hit a home run every single time, right? What should you be focused on throughout the day if you're not on a demo? Well, I think there's a couple things. I think it's phoning, right? This isn't not necessarily any particular order, but it's probably phoning. It's adding names. If you don't, you should always have 150 plus people to call. If you don't, then, don't leave the office today until you do, or don't hop off Zoom until you do. You should always have 150 names and numbers. If you're like, I don't have that, then you didn't put in the, the effort in the preparation towards the push, which is fine. But, you're either going to change it or you're not going to change it. Right. So you always want to have a bunch of people to call. And then you can also practice closing. You can also role play recs. And where I would do these things, I would do them at the office, right? So when I was in my push, I never left the office until I was going to a demo. So if I had like demos from 12 to 8:30, I was at the office and I phoned from 8 to 12, right? And then I would I used to drive to all my demos. Then I would drive to my demo, right? So I'm just reminding you like that, if you're on the Aliiance, that's what you signed up for, right? Is you signed up to, to push yourself. And those are ways that you can, push yourself. Or shit, if you're like, I don't want to do any of that stuff for a little bit, you can help out with some stuff in the office. We got a ton of stuff I'm sure you could do. All right. So let me chat with you about closing for a couple demo or for a couple minutes. By the way, I just think that the 7:15 to 9 a.m. part is sacred and you should never do a demo during that time because the value that you're going to get is just going to trump that so hard. If you want to do a demo at 6 a.m., you could. I used to have reps. Sometimes they do a 6 a.m. demo, right? If you ever offer that like 6 a.m. or 9:30 thing that I just used, once in a while, you're going to have somebody that's like, yeah, I could do 6 and shit. You better do it at 6 then. Right? So, hey, I had a rep once that did a 6 a.m. demo, sold a homemaker, and they were at, like 1,400 before when they were writing their shit on the board. They were like, do I put my 1,400 for yesterday or for today? Because I'm at 1,400 today already. And everyone else is like, what? Like rubbing the crust out of their eye. Right. All right. So let me get a Mr. and Mrs. Jones real quick, please. Who would like to volunteer? All right. All right. Isaac and Jack, Mr. and Mrs. Jones.
Happily married 20 years.
3 kids.
6 kids.
Six kids.
All dogs.
2 dogs.
We live in a flat on Oxford Street.
I have no idea what happened. Okay.
So are you Mr. Jones or not Mrs. Jones?
Mr. Jones.
Okay, I'm Mr. Jones. Okay, that's
You
what
just
I
asked the same.
I know. I get it. I know it's an aunt's name. Are you Mr. or am I Mrs.?
All right. So
Yes. Yes.
who's give me a somebody throw me a script ski. Will ya?
Script right here.
Nah, let me get somebody else's script. No offense.
Yeah, mine's messy. Go home.
No, I just mean like you probably don't have all the ultimate stuff in there.
Oh yeah, I definitely don't.
David's got me.
I'll swap out my script with someone else's. Order. Don't leave your bag unattended. Swap it out. Yeah, for sure. I want your script.
And you know what? I've been teaching people how to sell Cutco for 9 years. I would have a demo in front of me if I was doing a demo. So could I sell someone on stuff without it?
You're gonna have a demo in front of you while you're doing demo.
I would have a script in front of me if I was doing a demo.
Yeah, the script just goes hard. Hard, bro.
All right, you guys shut up. I have 6 minutes on this. Okay. So I want you guys just to give me normal responses like you would as a couple. Okay. All right. So when something offers twice the quality and twice the value and lasts twice as long, you'd expect it to be twice the price. Twice the price, you're talking over $4,000 for a set of Cutco. So let me show you the ultimate set. So I'd go from the homemaker to the ultimate. Boom. This one is twice as big, and that's a value of $8,000 in stores. So let me show you what you get for that. You get all 10 pieces from the homemaker set. You get the Hardy slicer. You get the Santoku knife, vegetable knife for transport, cleaver for big stuff, salmon knife for filleting, petite slicer for rolls and bagels, the boning knife, the cheese knife for soft foods or starchy things, the 4-inch paring knife, and then you get 12 table or steak knives. You get the shears and all 3 sizes of cutting boards. And I don't know if on the demo, if you guys asked this earlier, but do they want steak or table knives? I'd probably do that on page 8 or whenever it introduced the steak knife, but let's just say you pick steak knives. All right, sounds good. Hey, the best thing about this set is that it doesn't cost $8,000. In fact, it doesn't even cost $4,000. The ultimate set, if you could jot this down, is $29.29. But most of our customers take advantage of our 5-month interest-free investment option. $32.59. Interest-free investment option, which is only $717 a month and includes shipping and tax. And if you get this set today, I'll actually buy you $600 worth of free stuff from the back of the presentation slides. It's also more than the first payment. No, it's not.
No, I don't know why it says that, but it's not more than the first.
Maybe table.
All right, well then, omit that line. I would erase that line. How's that sound?
That's way too big.
Too many knives.
Way too many.
Too many knives.
I wouldn't use all of that.
Okay, gotcha.
We cook like 4 times a week.
Yeah, totally. So it might be a little bit big for you guys. No problem. Before I show you something else, can I ask you what knives like kind of specifically do you feel like you wouldn't get use out of on here? Like I'm sure like the cleaver or whatever, but would it be like some of these ones or?
Well, we already get a bread knife, so I don't see why we need 2 bread knives.
Yeah, we have a pretty good bread knife at home. I mean, the cleaver, yeah. I mean, we do. I have a lot of frozen meat. We do in the freezer in the basement. So you can see some use of that cleaver, but honestly, there's just a lot of those other specialty pieces that I don't see getting use out of.
Yeah, again, what pieces specifically do you think that you wouldn't
Well,
use?
We don't fillet very many fish, so we probably wouldn't use the fillet knife.
Okay, great. Okay, yeah.
I
So
like
kind of some of these is what you're saying.
The extra knife is cool, but I think the cleaver, it would be between one of those 2. Yeah, I don't think we need both of those.
I don't
Okay.
really think we need like a Santoku chopper. I mean, I do a little bit of chopping. I have a pretty good chopping knife at home, so I'm probably good with that. I like that boning knife for for like raw meats and stuff.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, that'd be a good one to have for sure.
Okay, cool. Well, that gives me a good idea. I just want to, be able to point you in the right direction. Let me show you our next option. This one's called the signature set. Okay, so it's going to take away quite a few of those pieces. It's still got the 8 pieces in the homemaker set. This one's for people that kind of like to cook, right? So these are all the homemaker pieces. It's got that hearty slicer, which is for like barbecuing. It's got the petite santoku, which is for everyday chopping. That's my mom's favorite knife. A big fan favorite. This is the cheese knife. It's actually the sharpest knife that Cutco makes because it's got a microed the edge, so it's really good for sharp or for soft foods and starchy stuff. It's also my personal favorite and my dad's favorite too. And then with this one, you'd get 10 of those steak knives instead of 12, which might work better since you guys said you have 5 kids. And then the super shears actually fit in the block on this one as well. So just adds a few of the most popular things that people add on. And then you do get all 3 sizes of cutting boards and the sharpener for the straight edges as well. The best thing about this set is that it's less than the Wusthof set. The signature set is $24.13. But most of our customers take advantage of the 5-month interest-free investment option, which is only $471 today. Sorry, $531 today, and includes shipping and tax. As a buy now bonus, if you get this set today, I'll buy you $450 worth of free Cutco from the back of the presentation book. I wouldn't be doing my job if I didn't ask you, would you like to try out the signature set today and get your free gifts?
I think that's just a little bit too much money.
Yeah, I like the pieces in there for sure.
I do too.
This is a little bit out of our budget for today.
Okay.
See, we just had our son, our oldest son, his wedding. Oh, we dropped like $100,000 on it.
Oh my gosh.
It was
Tell me
just-
about it. Yeah.
I mean, it was a kick-ass wedding, I'll tell you what, and we're just recovering from that financially. And,
We're also saving to renovate the basement. We have an unfinished basement.
Yeah, we're building an in-ground pool as well.
And
so-
our 9-year-old has cancer. So medication is really
All right. Easy.
expensive.
So
I don't think-
again, when people say stuff like that, like the objections, I'm just like, let me know when you're done talking. That's what's going through my mind because I'm like, I'm just gonna just destroy your objection because it's all for the most part it's baloney for a lot of people, right? Okay, so if I understand you correctly, what you're looking at is you like the set, it's just a little bit too much cash. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
So when you say a little bit too much, do you mind me asking, is it like $10 too much, $50 too much, or like are we talking like $200 too much, or what are we?
Probably about like $100, $200 too much.
Just a couple $100 too much. Okay.
It's in
Okay.
the $500 range, and that's just a lot of money right now.
Okay. Totally. Let me see what I can do. Give me 1 sec here. I'm gonna
Well, you
I'm gonna-
said
I'm gonna-
get some free
I'm gonna
stuff,
play
right?
with something. Yeah, I told you to get some free stuff.
There are some pieces in that ultimate that that I like.
that you liked? Sure. Okay. And you guys wanted steak knives, so let's play with that real quick. So it's normally,
You know, the table knives are a little bit cheaper than steak knives. Like, would those do kind of the same thing? Would that bring our price down a little bit?
sure. You could. It just depends. It's like, so the steak knives are like the premium restaurant style
Okay.
steak knives, and then the table knives are, they're gonna do the same job. They have the same blade. They both have the double D edge. Steak knives are just a little bit more bolder. You'd use them specifically on like a lot of meats and stuff like that. Whereas the table knives, you could use that to like spread butter on your toast and,
Okay.
and all
Well,
that.
I
So
think for us, we have our kids are wife. Like we have, 29-year-olds got married, then we also have like 8 to 10-year-olds. So I don't know if the big steak knife in their hand is like something I would like to see. We maybe look at the smaller table knives just for
sure.
my kids' sake.
Sure, totally. By the way, I'm already kind of gonna mess with this a little bit to give you a better deal.
Yeah,
I could give you a half table knives if you wanted that.
yeah, let's just do half table, half steak. That sounds good.
Let's try it out, see what that looks like. And you guys wanted the black handles, right? Or the classic?
Yeah, let's do that.
Okay. Okay. All right, and then before I show you this whole thing, what are the pieces in the complete set that you liked, Jack, that aren't in this one?
I like that boning knife and the cleaver.
Okay, got it. Okay, so we'll have to get you the cleaver and the boning knife separately, but we could, if you're okay with it, we could put you, we could put you with the sheath, potentially. I guess not. Okay, so you just have to kind of keep it in the drawer. It's a little bit weird, but it could work fine. Where did my cleaver go? I can do the cleaver though with the sheath. Okay. All right. So can you guys take a second to jot this part down here? So normally for all this stuff, so you've got the signature set. Okay. So you got the signature set, we got the classic handles, and then you've got the boning knife and the cleaver also. So you got the boning knife and then the cleaver also. And then we're going to do half table knives, half steak knives. Okay, so 5 and 5. So normally all that is going to come out to 3064, so 3064. Today only, we could do it for 2448 in full. Sorry, 2402 in full. And then the 5 pay would be about 483 before the tax on the 5 pay. So kind of like a Costco run, right? And this is actually going to still be less than the signature with the steak knives, and you're still getting the boning knife and the cleaver on top of that also. Is that a little bit more comfortable for you guys?
Yeah, I think it's better. I think we need some time to think about it. Just kind of talk it over tonight.
Yeah.
I'll sleep on it maybe.
Yeah, our expenses are a bit crazy. Could we maybe get back to you in a little bit?
Sure, you totally could. However, if you're open to it, what I would like to do is I can do one of two things. I can either show you like the grandfather special, right, Carter? So I can either show you the grandfather special, or I could show you something a little bit smaller, but my goal is to be able to show you everything and get you to be able to walk out here with something today if you want Cutco. Because in my experience, if somebody doesn't get something while we're on the demo, there's like a 99.9% chance they probably don't get it later. You know what I mean? So what would you prefer? Would you want me to show you a little bit lower of a price or a little bit smaller of a set?
If we could see a little bit smaller of a price, I think we could maybe make something happen. That's still just a lot of money
Yeah,
today.
because we like what's in the car. It's
Okay.
A little lower price. We can do that.
So here's what I need to do then. I need to be able to take something off. Let's see what I can do wiggle room wise at 9%. All right, let me see what I can do. Really stretching me thin here. Let's see. I could get you down if I'm going to take a big chunk out of my commission. I could get you down to 2002. Unless you wanted to eliminate like the cleaver or the boning knife, if you could live without either of
You said
those.
the boning knife doesn't come with the sheath, right?
Right.
Yeah, maybe we could get rid of that.
Get rid of that
I like
guy?
that cleaver, though.
All right. You're obsessed with the cleaver. I got it. Okay.
Husband around town.
Let me see. Let me see if I can. Oh, I can. Okay. Mrs. Jones and Mr. Jones. I'm literally breaking the bank here. All right. I'm literally breaking the bank. This is 32% off. You can't tell my boss that I'm doing this because the order is $2,900 and I'm going to get it to you for $1,773, which is $357 a month. You better give me your credit card before he asks. All right. Sounds good. Cheers. You're going to love your Cutco.
Oh my God, 33% discount.
Broke the bank.
Oh my God, holy shit, I had a heart attack for you.
$1,000 was the CPO on that.
1023. What-
For a signature with the cleaver.
What's the alternative?
Yeah.
You drop down to the homemaker and they do 1,000 anyways.
Yeah.
I would never do a builder set.
Never.
Okay, we got to get on the phones here. So what I'd like to do is real quick around the horn. What time is your first demo? What time is your first demo today?
4.
Great, you got some time to phone, build your names list. Awesome. Carter,
4:15.
4:15. Well, you have training.
Yeah.
12,
10:30.
10:30, 10, 2,
11.
11. Zoomies. What time is your first demo? 9:30.
Yeah.
Right on. All right. Michaela, you have work today, right? Right after this.
Yeah, my
Okay,
first
sure.
one's at 4:30.
Okay, cool. All right, sounds good. So one thing that you can do is, maybe spend a little bit more time on the phones this morning. I'm gonna play this video, and then as the video is playing, I would like for you to be getting organized to get ready to rip it up on the phones. Where is my video? There she is. All right. Some of these are old school videos because we've been running the Aliiance for a while, but they're also just classics in a lot of cases. Okay, here we go.
All of you leaving here have the potential for enormous success. There's a price that comes with that. First and foremost, knowing who you are. Knowing who you are. Being able to answer this question, who am I? And what do I want? I'm asking the bigger question of who am I? Who am I really? And what do I want? I don't want to just be successful in the world. I don't want to just make a mark or have a legacy. The answer to that question for me is I want to fulfill the highest, truest expression of myself as a human being. You must have some kind of vision for your life. Even if you don't know the plan, you have to have a direction in which you choose to go. You want to be in the driver's seat of your own life, because if you're not, life will drive you. Knowing who you really are in this space and time that we embody. You must find a way to serve. Martin Luther King said that not everybody can be famous, but everybody can be great, because greatness is determined by service. Now, we live in a world where everybody wants to be famous and where we admire people for just being famous. We think being known brings us value. The truth is, all of that will fade in time. In 3 years, you won't be able to name the housewives of Atlanta. The real truth is that service and significance, service and the significance that you bring to your service is that which is lasting. When you shift the paradigm of whatever it is you choose to do to service, and you bring significance to that, success will, I promise you, follow you. Service and significance equals success. Here's the key: learn from every mistake, because every experience, encounter, and particularly your mistakes are there to teach you and force you into being more of who you are. And then figure out what is the next right move. What is your true calling? What is your dharma? What is your purpose? All of you leaving here have the potential for enormous success. There's a price that comes with that. People don't always like you, and they're not always happy for you. And if you surround yourself with people who are not accustomed to your success, they become fearful, they become scared, because you are reflecting back something to them that they don't recognize. People who want the best for you want you to be your best. So my greatest advice to you is to surround yourself with people who are going to fill your cup until your cup runneth over. And what I know for sure is that the biggest choices begin and end with you, your internal big questions. Who do I want to be in the world? Be excellent. People notice. Let excellence be your brand. Everybody talks about building a brand. I never even knew what that was. When people say, you're a brand, I would say, no, I'm just Oprah. What I recognize now is that my choice to, in every way, in every example, in every experience, to do the right thing and the excellent thing is what has created the brand.
Let's do it. Well, if you are leaving, we have a 9 to 10. Okay. So if you have to leave at 9, check out with me at 8:53 or 8:55, and let me know how many calls you made and then how many demos you have booked. If you are checking out after that, you can check out with Sarah. Or you can check out with Carter. You have an interview. You can check out with Carter. If you're leaving after that, Jack and I have a call from 9 to 10. Unless you're going to be here after 10, then you can check out us. Cheers. Let's hit the phones, baby. Let's get it. Go get them.